Hi, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. I am Charu Sethi, CMO at Unique Network. You're about to listen to the replay of Twitter Spaces Ask Me Anything session we did on 21st December with Alexander Mitrovich, the CEO and co-founder of Unique Network. Alex talked about the key milestones of 2021, Vision 2022, and a lot more. Due to some technical issues, we weren't able to get the first few minutes in, but most of it is out here. I hope you enjoy the session, and if you have any comments or suggestions, leave them below. Thank you. All right, so that was exciting, and I know we have a lot of questions to go through, and also some interesting announcements to make today. But I just want to take a step back and talk a little bit about 2020. I know we are at the end of 2021, and we definitely want to know how 2021 was for you. But back in 2020, when when Unique Network won the Hack Kusama, how was your journey from then till the end of 2020 and eventually being able to secure support from Outlier Ventures?
Last year was very different, okay? Pandemic forced us to focus a lot, and that's what we did. We had a team of like 6 of us back then. Last year, by summer it was 6 of us who participated in the hackathon. So until Hakusama, we were working on the ground. There were actually, I think, only 2 external people who knew we were doing this. One was the parity ecosystem kind of developers and support executive, and the grant manager from Web3 Foundation. We didn't announce it. We didn't kind of talk about it because we didn't know what we're going to build. We didn't know what's going to come out good. The tech is so innovative that we didn't dare to kind of make that goal. So that's what we did with the palette initially. We just kind of built it and then said, okay, here's an NFT palette that looks very awesome. And then we started building all the stuff around it for the chain, and we didn't even know what's going to work, what's not going to work, especially in the time frames of that. So when we released it, Greg and the tech team did some wonders to make it work in 6 weeks. It was very tight, and we had it packed with features. But basically, when we unveiled it, it was awesome. It was really very powerful, and that was reflected in our win. That was our strategy to kind of not oversell things while it's on the paper, but actually shock and awe the core community, and those were the people who were judging the hackathon. I think Gavin was there, and kind of number of pretty engaged people in the community. So when they saw that, they were like, wow. And I could have judged that by the things that started happening afterwards. The Kusama Council members and kind of the lead role kind of reached out immediately because there were a number of other projects or people working on different NFT things, and when they saw what we have done, they were like, wow, okay, we need to kind of do something about all of this. And we created, and we then created basically the strategy for NFTs on Kusama, where we took the early NFT pioneers and we got together to collaborate on things. Some of those things did happen, some of them didn't. They wanted to have an art gallery on Kusama itself. We created it together with the Big Country guys and together with Everdream Soft as well. But Kusama Council decided not to have anything more in Kusama itself, which I think is actually a good idea. But we did make Chiba back, actually, we ended up doing it this spring. And what we started doing is we started putting together a real strategy for Unique. We came up with the name in the summer, and then started kind of doing all the basic business things we needed to do, and started later in the year, so November, I think, timeframe, we started raising money. The first seed phrase, we started getting calls from investors from all over the place. The next day we won, I got a call from a very cool investor who helped us a lot. So it basically started to be, okay, this thing will happen this way or another, and we need to kind of start putting the money and investing in everything we need to build it out. We focused on the tech first, and then everything else. I was the only non-tech person on staff way until spring of this year. I did have a lot of help from USTech. They helped with anything we needed, and all the operational stuff and so on. So that did help, but still kind of all the, marketing, if you can call that marketing, community building, all the, everything was very direct, no kind of, nobody from the side, no professional help whatsoever, until basically, Charu, until you joined back in May, and so on. So I wanted to take the project as high up as possible so that we can really bring on board high level people who are to bring high quality people. We needed a project that is showing a lot of promise. So that's basically what we did. But those were very tough times. I mean, the whole last year, the crypto kind of bull run at the end of the year helped a little bit, but basically we were living off an investment from USTech, and we were building very hard to build as much as possible with as little as possible, and then. And by the end of the year, we're starting getting offers from very serious investors, and things started to fall into place. So basically, last year was coming out and kind of getting the first proof of concept done, and kind of getting the first acceptance in the kind of wider community with building a small community. We had the most exciting things that happened actually was with the NFTs we built. So that was a lot of fun, because we made Substrate Punks for Kusama, and we actually initially wanted to kind of mint or do something with CryptoPunks, but they said, okay, I talked to them, and they said, well, if you can do everything that kind of to preserve the ownership and all that stuff, then it's cool. And we didn't have time to do that in that scope. And then we considered for a while a project to do something for the Burning Man, but also no time there. So Greg proposed that we do kind of the Substrate Punks, but it was something we did in a few days. It was something that was designed just to give non-technical judges the ability to feel and see the chain, try, show them that it works, and have them play a little bit. But when we won that, then people who know NFT stuff, they started coming in, and actually it's them who we have to thank for the community we have today, because they claimed all the punks, they started kind of trading them, they started bringing in others, they started kind of showing traction. So basically, that's why the owners and the original owners of the Substrate Punks are kind of core part of not only the Unique community, but I consider them core part of the team. And they're getting a very preferential treatment in a lot of things, and the main reason is because they have really helped us to build out is today a 20,000 person community or 30 or 40,000. I don't even know. It's 20,000 on Twitter. Seeing that happening was awesome because that has shown that there is not only investor interest, but also community traction and interest, and it was very organic. It was very honest. It wasn't kind of, it was people who really believe in NFTs and are looking into making them, the next thing. People who knew that NFTs were a thing before NFTs became a thing. So I'm very grateful for having that. And then Outlier Ventures called one of our very early investors, brought them in, actually kind of, paid attention to them on us and to us on them, and we started talking, and that turned out to be probably a very, very turning moment.
Right. No, it has indeed been an amazing journey. And if we just go back to the Substrate Punk NFT community, I mean, I think they are one of the most engaged, a very gracious community. Just today, they organized a raffle. They collected 50 Substrate Punks in donations and gave away to the rest of the community. So I think that was a pretty spectacular initiative and shows very high level of belief in the project. So and they've been around since 2020 when none of us were there. So that's a really amazing thing. Now, absolutely. So, that was 2020. And for those of you who've just joined, we talked about 2020. We'll soon jump into 2021, and we have some announcements coming up as well. So just coming back to 2021, at a macro level, it has been a year full of highs and lows. People were expecting to be free of pandemic, but pandemic did dominate our lives throughout the year. But for us at Unique Network, I think the community and collaboration has been a constant theme. So, Alex, from your perspective, what were some of the biggest highlights and achievements in 2021? How do you see this year as?
Well, I don't know even, when to stop listing them. This was just an unbelievable year in terms of how much was accomplished, and what we did. So first and foremost, the team creation. We created an awesome team that's really kind of helping building out everything we need to succeed long term. So, and again, Outlier was a great help with that from the beginning. We had also help from some of the investors who introduced us to people, and so on. But building the team is actually the hardest thing. Because the community is the next kind of hardest thing, because it has to be very healthy, it has to be very organic and engaged and so on. It's kind of easy to spend money and attract people on money, but actually if you attract people on quality of ideas and execution, and on making them more kind of having a stake in the project rather than just coming in for speculative reasons, then it is hard. But building the internal team is even harder because first of all, it has to be global. Secondly, it's the speed of change in this in what we're doing is so enormous that a lot of people falter on it. So it is very hard to put a balance on that, and I think we're succeeding tremendously. So building a team for me is the achievement number one. Building such an awesome community is achievement number two. Indeed, I'm proud of having a smaller community than what maybe some other Polkadot, for example, ecosystem projects have, but I think it is much more engaged and much more understands the project and what we do and actually works on that.
Alex, you're fading away a little bit. I'm not sure.
Sorry. Oh. Well, sorry, because this is on a phone.
Yeah.
It's I have an incoming call that kind of keeps bothering me.
Okay.
Okay, sorry, I'm back.
All right. Cool. Right. So you're saying that building a team was number one, community was number two.
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me?
Yes. Now you can.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Go ahead. Question. Sorry.
Yeah, so just to continue your conversation, you said that building the team was number one, and the community was number two. A milestone. Do you want to highlight any more?
We just began, okay?
Yeah.
What us, the team, and the community have actually done is, combined to launch Quartz live on Kusama. So it is a joint effort because we do the tech and kind of rally things, and then community enables it with the crowd loan and everything. So basically, it is a joint effort from. Based on these two, it's people building these things, and I consider the going live as basically the result of having a great team and a great community. And I love
Okay. I think.
Yeah. I'll keep declining that call. Sorry, this is this is the bad side of Twitter Spaces on phone because you get interrupted. Going live, and it went so smoothly. I'm very proud of our tech team, and the overall crowd loan winning was kind of smooth as well. We just joined the third batch. We didn't jump in and kind of do crazy things as some projects have done. We just kind of said, okay, here's us. We had 10,000 people come in and support us, which is awesome. We became a partner just like that. So that's an extremely big accomplishment because of the amount of money involved, about the it becomes very complex. The parity have done it the way they're doing it because of the amount of money, because it's community built, it's community driven thing. It becomes very, very complex. You have to have a lot of things in place to get it done. And plus we put a very high bar on us to have the technical solution kind of be ready. Some chains are just going out when they have an empty chain and don't do anything for it. And I suspect actually Polkadot it will be like that as well. Yeah. Some chains who maybe have just one small pallet, that's it, and kind of they go live just so that their token can be live and their investors can be happy. But they actually don't have anything in a deck. What we have is a lot of tech, okay? Really a lot of it. So going live, again, the third big achievement. And of course, making sure we have a long-term sustainability and long-term ability to build for the long term. So raising a lot of capital, raising a lot of building a big community, and starting building a great ecosystem of developers. That's the kind of, those are other very, very important things that have happened all this year.
Absolutely, absolutely. No, it has indeed been a very, very good year, and a great experience for the entire team as well. I mean, it's for each one of us, it's been such a blessing to have joined Unique Network and build amazing stuff. All right, so we do have a few interesting announcements to make. Alex, you talked about us winning the Kusama crowd loan, and Quartz is live. Where are we with the Quartz rewards distribution? Do you want to share something with the community on that?
Yeah, sure. So we have taken and the crowd loan participants were the first to get Quartz as distribution, and that operation has basically officially ended as of an hour or so ago. It has lasted for like 5 days. I think we had to do it one per block or things like that. But the all crowd loan participants should have received their Quartz. They should have received actually an extra 1 Quartz that is free of any lock. That is there to make sure that they have money for the gas to unlock their Quartz once they vest. So we can kind of say officially that part is over. If anybody if anybody doesn't know how to see them, where to see them, please go to our Telegram channel. They will tell you everything. And if for some reason somebody who has participated and did not get their Quartz, please touch base with them. They will investigate it thoroughly. There were a number of external channels that were used by some people to contribute, namely Bifrost, Parallels, and so on. And they have a little bit complicated contribution kind of approaches, and actually they have multiple, and so we had to really dig deep to find. I think we found a group of like 14 contributors that Parallels, for example, didn't report previously because they were done in a different way, and so on. So we're looking into that right now, actually, to kind of complete that. But as of the vast majority, about 9,000 people have received their Quartz and should see them in their wallets.
Amazing. That must make the community very happy. Finally, the much-awaited Quartz rewards are in their wallets. So, yeah, and there are details on our website, on the blog, and as Alex said, any questions, please drop in your message on our Telegram community. So awesome. And that's amazing. So Alex, I mean, this was all the highlights. Is there anything that you'd like to mention in 2021 that could have been better?
So many things could have been better. Because the opportunities, because of the NFT boom and because of the overall crypto growth at the end of last year, early this year, and so on, there are so many opportunities out there in the crypto space right now that nobody's anymore capable of actually delivering kind of good work, not because you can't do good stuff, but because everybody's doing so many things, and that has been so. Focusing on on a very core mission is something that I want myself and our team to think over the coming holidays and really dive deep into, so that we define a very crystal clear mission for the next year, so that we don't try to do everything, and instead we try to do kind of core things, the most important things, and then and try to do them well. So, because in crypto space right now, there's again so many opportunities that you cannot do them all, and they all sound very good. They're all great. They're all kind of positive. So right now there's this kind of, I can say there was no kind of major kind of failures last year, but this year still. But certainly there are many opportunities we didn't take advantage of. That's for sure. You know, so but which ones are they? We have no idea.
Okay, so we'll continue to explore, and I totally agree with you that there is so much to do, and we all need a focus that we're aligned on and we're working towards. So that's very important. All right, and we will talk about the vision for next year. But before that, Alex, I understand there is an interesting announcement you want to share as well. That's with regards to the Substrate community.
Oh, okay. You want me to kind of talk about that?
Yeah.
Sure.
That'd be great.
Okay, so as many of you probably know, we are part of the Substrates Builders Program. Parity is a very smart organization and very experienced organizations in terms of decentralized systems, and they have realized very early that it's not Parity that should be kind of owning and building everything in the Polkadot ecosystem. On the contrary, they're trying to get as many other people to do stuff, and what they focus on is supporting the teams, okay? And that's what Substrate Builders Program is. It's very deep technical help that provide, basically very personalized. So whenever we have a problem, we have people to go to and get answers quickly. And these are very often core Parity developers. We have them also review the code we do and so on. So we did a lot of work over the last year or so with them. I believe, we joined their program late last year. And they, of course, helped with a lot of other stuff as well, with kind of financing, introducing to investors, with marketing a little bit, and so on. But technical is kind of the most important thing. So, because we received so much support from them, we are looking to give back as much as possible. And what we do, the way we do that is by taking and sharing all the tech we build with the community and helping out. So one of the key features of Unique is native transaction fee sponsoring, which we believe will be one of the key advantages for the Substrate ecosystem to gain much faster mass adoption than other ecosystems, simply because this feature allows developers to create Web2 type of experiences. So what we are using that for NFT use cases. We have taken and we have open source that's a palette, sponsoring palette that anybody can use, and Substrate has basically made a case study out of that and published on their website. These things are kind of covering only a few of the projects so far. It's like 5 of us. I think there's a column. We met the kind of maybe a few others, but it's on the Substrate.io website. I guess our team will share that in Telegram, the link for that. But that's a very nice case study that basically shows some of the stuff we were very too shy about. Actually, we didn't kind of really scream and yell about the stuff we're doing, and we are actually technically one of the oldest and most powerful teams in the ecosystem. So this is us saying, and this is Parity and us saying, okay, here, pay attention, this is some very, very cool stuff that everybody should be looking at. I believe that sponsoring palette should be part of every blockchain, every parachain. We are very much looking forward to feedback from some of the parachains to actually grow that and to add to it, to change it, and so on. But it is basically Substrate. The case study is Substrate acknowledging our role as an innovator for that feature, which is, for me, again, along with forkless upgrades, the most important feature in Substrate.
Amazing. Now that has been an exciting development for us, and we'll share with the community right after this AMA the exact link of the case study and what it means. So that is indeed very exciting. All right, one more question, and then we'll open it up for questions from the community. Someone has already requested access to speak. So Alex, going into 2022, what's your vision for the year? Priorities, and what do you want the team to focus on and the community to stay tuned into?
Well, as I mentioned, we had so much to do this year that we had very little time. I did not have time to think about strategy and to kind of refine it and so on. I have on purpose dedicated the holidays to that exercise. So the strategy, if any new one, will be coming out after the holidays, and that will mainly include the points of focus. What I can say so far right now, to just kind of give the idea to the community listening in about the stuff we have been doing and are doing and planning to do on a little deeper level. So we have from the start starting developing the tools that will help any developer to build on Unique. That was kind of our first mission. It kind of came in partially on purpose, partially by accident, because we built Marketplace, for example, a very wallet. We that was part of our strategic plan, which we built 2 years ago. Okay, but then the Marketplace was something we built just for people to have something to trade Substrate Punk safely. So that was kind of very impulsive build. We are finishing up the minting solution that's going to go out next week. Hint, hint. Wait for that announcement. So these are tools. So what we did with the Marketplace specifically, it combines it with the wallet. Is it enables small startups or any startup to start building on Unique very quickly and finish building on Unique very quickly. And kind of because it abstracts out the blockchain, we give them stuff so that they can develop things just using web developers. They don't need to know blockchain, and if they need kind of any new stuff or whatever, we always here to help. So we basically built the infrastructure in place to support startups, the new kind of NFT projects, because that is our mission to become, the next generation NFT chain. But in terms of ecosystem support, stuff that we need to do next. So our goal for we have two goals for next year. One is two main goals. One is go live on Polkadot. And the second is ecosystem building. We want to create the most innovative and cool and interesting and rich ecosystem of projects. So that is the big task. And when we talk about ecosystem, actually, after talking to more than a couple of maybe 300 projects so far this year between all of us we've spoken to, we understand that actually the ecosystem building is pretty complex. It requires, so startups are one thing, but then if you start having enterprise level large projects, it's completely another thing from the support perspective. We need to have the capability to support them very one-on-one. So we have been building that capability this year with the people who are building our tools. They have come up to speed and they have come to understand a lot of the tech and a lot of the use cases and all of that stuff, and now they're ready to basically talk with the big guys. We are starting, basically, we started already privately speaking with a number of really big projects in crypto or outside crypto, but these are longer term things. They take for a very long time to come to fruition. I know this from my career many times before. Startups are quick and easy. They have smaller impact, but they're quick to create some impact and be the proof of everything for the big guys. Then big guys come in, and they take time again to go through everything. But for them, we need a different kind of support that's one-on-one. And then there is a completely different set of skill sets we need to have, and organization we need to have to support the ecosystem for interoperability, which is one of the key things in for the Polkadot ecosystem. And I divide that into Polkadot ecosystem and everybody else. Mainly we talk about EVM, Ethereum and EVM compatible chains, where for each of those you have a different skill sets of people to support those projects. We have a number of projects in the pipeline working with other parachains on interoperability things. Watch out for those announcements. They're going to start kind of soon coming out. And again, we are not announcing something and then waiting for a year to do it. We are actually mostly doing stuff. At least we're doing proof of concept and then only announcing stuff. So whenever we announce something, it's going to be most likely kind of already halfway done. For working with the Polkadot ecosystem, we need again different skill sets of people. And then the fourth group is the Ethereum and EVM chains, which require solidity of knowledge and knowledge of the other chains. So as you see, building out the ecosystem support is very complex for us because there's so many opportunities, as I said. Most likely what we will do is focus on finishing up very tight things for the tools we give, and then basically having a sizable layer of product management people who engage with the developer ecosystem wherever they come from to work together with on special projects or on any new things that are being done and so on. So that is the main layer. We have been training half a dozen people this year, and probably we'll have another, I don't know how many over the course of next year, but that is the key kind of skill sets we need to have. So that, because in blockchain, one secret, in blockchain development is the smallest part of the story. When I looked at, in the last 5 years, the stuff we've done, the biggest kind of pieces software was, it's unique, okay? It has 25, 30,000 lines of code, which is very big for the blockchain space, but it's ridiculously small for anything on enterprise level or whatever. I worked on platforms that have millions of lines of code. But the main thing about crypto is actually deciding what to do and how to do it. So that those kinds of skill set building is what we need to do, that's for sure. And then how we deploy it will probably be an open market kind of decision. But that's the real focus. We need to focus on these four groups in the next year in supporting them. We'll support them with the tech. We'll support them with people capable of helping them accomplish their vision. We will support them with financial sides of things. We need to build the grant program, and we need to build an ecosystem fund. That's something I really am looking forward to doing. I just want to do those two things very carefully. So hopefully in the first quarter, maybe probably longer of for the final kind of version, and we are helping with helping the projects in marketing, community building, and as well as so on. So we are basically taking over from the Substrate Builders program. They have this concept of builders for builders. That's what we are doing, basically, building that kind of organization internally. So that's the main thing for the next year. Of course, there's a public sale coming in early in the year. Yeah. That is something for us that is kind of mainly to get the community a chance to come in relatively early, and so it's not kind of back in the day in 2017, everybody ICO was the main thing that people were after. Then after that, it was like Bahamas. For us, again, it's an event to kind of include and give the opportunity to people who are supporting us in early stage to get a piece of action basically, and to cement that relationship. The crowd loan will be much harder because it is very competitive, but I consider our chances pretty good. We'll see what exactly third, second, fourth, I don't know, we'll see. Most likely third, the same as for Kusama. That's the most natural thing to do. And then ecosystem, because we are infrastructure. Infrastructure is boring. We need, a very cool projects to build on Unique, so that people really like it. And people are drawn to it. That's the main focus.
Amazing, and that's a lot of exciting things to do, and looking forward to it. And Alex, as you said, right? I mean, we'll take the time off to think through and plan for next year. All right, so that was a lot you shared, Alex, in terms of updates, announcements, some hints, and lots more to come in the next year. I'd just like to open it up for questions. Anyone who has a question, please request the speaker access and then unmute yourself after that. Any questions from the community, any comments, anything you want to share? All right, we'll just give it another few seconds. Okay, we have a request here. All right, Gary, you can speak now. All right, Gary, I think you can unmute yourself and speak now.
Hello. Thank you, Alex, for great information. To tell the truth, I've heard about your project for the first time, and it gave a lot of inspiration and visions. So probably my question may sound a bit dumb, but do I guess you're right that you are building infrastructure and probably a project like we are developing right now, it's more on collectibles with some ideas for the future, may come to you and show it, and probably you have people who can look at us being so young in this sphere and somehow recommend, or probably we can even try to build it on your infrastructure. Is it correct, or I misunderstood?
It's exactly correct. It's exactly correct. That's our job. Our job is to help guys like you kind of succeed in implementing your ideas. We are middleware, and we are enabling technology. We are helping and looking at the financial side of things and the marketing side of things. Exactly that. I'm talking to the so projects that really need kind of deeper help and so on. We are establishing relationships with top accelerators. So one of our Wow, okay, I don't know if I can say this, but one of our early projects was just accepted at a very kind of very, very good accelerator to getting an investment and so on. So that's another job, well, another way we do the job. So establishing the relationships with a little bit more structured help for everything besides the tech.
Thank you so much. And what are the steps to get linked with you, to connect with you? Please recommend.
Sure. Irina is the main person who kind of works with the ecosystem right now. Irina, she's all around. So, so I guess touching base with her would be the first step. I know everybody. We are day after tomorrow. I think today is Tuesday. On Thursday, we're going on vacation, and some of us until January 10th, some until 4th. But so keep that in mind. I've decided that the team has been running so hard that we all need a rest. But after the holidays, certainly start picking it up. But it is so it starts with Irina, and then she takes you to whoever is the best person to kind of help you out.
Thank you so much. I will go through the website to information you have and contact Irina. Have really good holidays, relax. We'll be working. Unlike you, we cannot afford this period of time, like and hopefully next year we'll work together or see how it goes. Thank you so much for your speech and answers.
Sure. Looking forward to that. Happy holidays to you too.
Thank you, Gary. Hi, Irina. Welcome. And I'm sure a lot of the community members know you already. So I have invited you. If you'd like, you can accept and come on stage to be a speaker. Any other questions in the meantime from the community? Anybody else would like to have or want to share some feedback? All right. Well, if you have questions after this, you could also drop them in Telegram anytime or on Twitter. And I think if there are no more questions or comments, we can wrap it up here. Wishing everyone very happy holidays and a happy new year. And Alex, thanks a lot for doing this. This was indeed a great conversation. You shared so much about what we are doing, what we aim to do, and it's been amazing.
Thank you, Charu. Thanks, everybody, for attending. Looking forward to seeing you more next year. Cheers, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Alex.
Thanks.
Bye.